Thanks for tuning in to Arirang News. I'm Devin Whiting in Seoul. We begin at the nation's top office. President Park Geun-hye has apologized to the Korean people for a scandal involving her passing documents to a close former aide, Choi Soon-sil. The documents included campaign speeches, which she allegedly allowed Choi to make changes to. Our Song Ji-sun has more on the president's apology.
The president began her statement by expressing her sincerest apologies to the people, saying that it's common for politicians to ask for a variety of opinions during election campaigns. And it was the same in her case regarding allegations that Choi Soon-sil was involved in editing her speeches.
지난 대선 때 주로 연설이나 홍보 등의 분야에서 저의 선거 운동이 국민들에게 어떻게 전달되는지에 대해 개인적인 의견이나 소감을 전달해주는 역할을 하였습니다.
The president says she continued to seek Choi's help even after her inauguration, but added that she stopped seeking Choi's advice after her secretaries were installed at the top office.
저로서는 좀 더 꼼꼼하게 챙겨보고자 하는 순수한 마음으로 한 일인데 이유 여하를 막론하고 국민 여러분께 심려를 끼치고 놀라고 마음 아프게 해드린 점에 대해 송구스럽게 생각합니다. 국민 여러분께 깊이 사과드립니다.
After bowing to the camera, she left without taking questions from the press. The case has been a source of controversy in recent days and revolves around allegations that Choi used her ties to the president to solicit donations from conglomerates for two government-linked foundations in a very short period of time. As for how the classified documents were leaked and ended up in Choi's hands, the presidential office said that it's looking into the case and that the president wanted to clear out suspicions and communicate with the public regarding their disappointment and doubts. Song Ji-sun, Arirang News.
Now, following the president's apology, the nation's three main political parties held their own press conferences at the National Assembly, and all three of them, including the president's own Saenuri Party, called for a more thorough investigation. The Saenuri Party expressed deep regret over the incident and, as the ruling party, apologized. It said there needs to be follow-up measures, but what those are will be determined after consulting with Saenuri lawmakers. The main opposition Democratic Party of Korea said the president's apology was not nearly enough. It said what the public wants to know and see is the president's determination to get to the bottom of the matter, stop it from happening again, and punish those responsible, not just an apology with excuses. The minor opposition People's Party agreed the president's apology was not enough and said she didn't reveal anything new about her ties to Choi Soon-sil. It warned that if the president doesn't come up with some answers, she won't be able to mitigate the public's anger. Now, Beijing made remarks on a Chinese senior official's trip to Pyongyang this week, but made no remarks on whether talks on its nuclear issue have been or will be raised there. With the meeting coming on the heels of unofficial talks between former U.S. officials and North Korean officials, South Korea on Tuesday renewed its stance that it's not the time for dialogue, but rather sanctions. Our foreign affairs correspondent, Kwon So-ah, has the latest.
South Korea remains firm that as long as North Korea shows no will in denuclearization, hasty dialogue with Pyongyang would not only justify the regime's wrong behavior, but also allow for its nuclear and missile programs to further develop. Seoul's foreign ministry reaffirmed this stance Tuesday amid question marks raised over a senior Chinese official's arrival in Pyongyang Monday. China's foreign ministry said Tuesday Vice Foreign Minister Liu Jeonmin is attending a Beijing-Pyongyang Border Joint Committee meeting. The ministry spokesperson Du Kang, however, made no comment surrounding the speculations that the diplomat could be in negotiations with the North on nuclear, missile, or sanctions-related topics. On the same matter, Seoul's foreign ministry said Tuesday that Seoul is closely monitoring the Chinese diplomat's trip, but added Beijing has been consistent on the strict implementation of UN Security Council Resolution 2270 against North Korea.
China has expressed its will to participate in drawing up new sanctions for the North's fifth nuclear test. With regard to Jeonmin's visit, we believe there has been no change in China's stance.
Some Japanese media say China's aim could be to gather information on the North's next provocation, while also notifying Pyongyang about what Beijing and Washington have been discussing so far regarding additional sanctions. This as Japan is stepping up its own efforts to cut off North Korea's financial resources. The foreign ministry pointed out that South Korea is also discussing unilateral sanctions, but just like Japan, Seoul is contemplating the timing of the announcement by monitoring the UN Security Council's ongoing discussions. 권소아, Arirang News.
Now, Korea and dozens of African countries have agreed to boost their economic cooperation during a Korea-Africa Economic Cooperation meeting with minister-level officials representing 41 African countries. Seoul's finance minister, Yoo Il-ho, said the government will take a more active role in helping Africa achieve sustainable development. More specifically, the two sides agreed to step up cooperation in 5 areas, such as revolutionizing agriculture, developing the energy sector, and improving people's lives. Korea will also create a $10 billion economic cooperation package to be implemented over the next 5 years. Half of that will be used in the first 2 years. The Korea-Africa Forum was launched back in 2006 to share Korea's development experience and boost cooperation in resource development. And that's all for now. Thanks for watching. More to come on News Center in 2 hours' time. Bye for now.